guys, I'm Adam from Riff Media, and today I'm joined by Itch from the King Blues. How are we doing? So, what was the main decision about reforming the King Blues? Was it just the state of the country just got you angry again, and you feel like you had a rallying cry to get out there?
Yeah, there's a few things. That was definitely a part of it, and I think that I just miss playing punk rock, to be honest, and just sort of wanted to get back to it. And I found when I started writing a lot of songs, and pretty quickly it was like, man, this could be a King Blues record. It became sort of off of the heads. We sort of thought we'd do maybe a 2-track EP, and it ended up as I don't know how many, something like 7 tracks or something. So it was pretty natural and it was pretty quick. But I think, yeah, it's a combination of just missing playing punk rock and kind of having a lot to say. I wanted to update a lot of our songs. I think I didn't want us to come back and be like a retro thing. I wanted it to be relevant to now. So yeah.
Obviously not released anything since 2012 until then, so a lot building up inside to get out there. You've just announced that you've got the new album coming out, The Gospel of Truth, which is out on the 14th. What can we, 14th of April, sorry, what can we expect from that? Is there a message behind it specifically, or is it kind of individual?
It's a lot more personal, actually. I think that 2016 for me was one of the worst years of my life, and I think kind of across the board, pretty much everyone had a shit 2016, and so when we started writing, I didn't really know what was going to come out, and it was pretty obvious from the start that this wasn't going to be 15 songs about Donald Trump, you know.
Yeah.
So I was at a point of really questioning myself. I thought, I can't go out there and talk about the world when I'm really just getting to know myself. And so it's really about self-discovery, and the kind of interesting thing with this record is that we asked people to send in voice notes of what they've been going through for the past year, and we kind of mashed up, you know, the fans' voice notes throughout the album. And it's really strange because the more personal that they got, it was actually became the more universal, you know. And so there were these kind of underlying themes behind it, like this feeling of everyone being isolated. I think that's kind of part of the time that we're in, where we're always connected, but there's very few real connections that are made, and a lot of people feel very isolated, feel very anxious, and it became quite obvious that this was we were kind of onto something quite special there. So it's certainly different to any of our other albums, but I think all our albums have been different to each other.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, that's another question here. Do you think like I said, do you think you've evolved with when you first started to where you are now? So
oh God, yeah. Fuck yeah, massively. I mean, you know, the first album, I still love it, but I mean, we're talking, when did we put out, like 2006 was when that first record dropped, and so that's a long time. 2006, 2004. It was a long ass time ago, and I mean, we've massively grown. I mean, in that period of time, you just grow as a person. You at least hope to grow as a person, and to learn more. And I guess the funny thing is that I used to know absolutely everything, and the older I get, the less I know. And so I think that's been kind of a thematic run through the albums, is knowing less and less.
Well, carrying on with the new album, do you think we're in any danger of iTunes banning this one like they did with Off the Heads?
I don't know. You never know. You never know. You know, there are a couple political songs on it, but I don't think it's as overtly.
Maybe not as heavy.
Yeah, it's not as in your face as Off with the Heads. It's a little more contemplative. It's a little more, I guess, philosophical. So I hope not. I hope that we have a smooth run this time.
Obviously, with recent political results and like the marches and stuff like that, have the show's been a little bit more powerful, like you've been doing recently?
Yeah.
The crowd's been more involved behind the tracks? Or?
I mean, yeah, it's been wonderful. Like, for instance, we were in Nottingham the day before yesterday, and you know, before the gig, I went along to the anti-Trump immigration policy protest. So it was really cool to like go down there, be with the people in a new town, and then after the gig, after the protest, went straight to the gig. Because we're doing the food drives at the gig, it's awesome that people can kind of get angry in the day, and then not just be angry at the gig, but go, do you know what, we're going to make a positive stage, we're going to do something nice. And so people feel, I think that's empowering. I think that this kind of culture of wanting to be victimised all the time and just being angry about stuff, I don't think that's necessarily that helpful or positive. I think that when people come together and build something wonderful. That's kind of what this band's always been about. It's been about breaking things down through building things up, rather than just breaking things down, because you can scream at a wall a million times, it's not necessarily going to move. So the gigs have been really special because they've been active, and that's the key word in activism to me. That's the kind of trick to it, is that you've got to be active. And so by people just bringing down food and coming together and being able to like feed each other, the most basic human right there is, it's beautiful, and it adds this unity to the crowd. That's lovely.
Great stuff. This tour sold out pretty quickly on most of the dates, and there's still a high demand for tickets out there. Did you expect this when you announced it, or?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. We had no idea if anyone was going to come, and that's not kind of hating on myself. Do you know what I mean? We really didn't know. We really had no idea.
Obviously having the one break and then coming back.
Yeah, it's such a long break.
Yeah.
You just don't know. People move on. People grow up. People are like, I don't like punk rock anymore. Like, it happens. And so we had really no idea. So it's been very humbling and very, very nice to know that there's still a demand out there.
I think in the past people have thought that like the King Blues were a voice when people didn't really know what to say. I mean, a lot of these songs, like you say, were political, quite in your face, and I think that's maybe where they're coming back from. For those that have missed it this time around, do you have any plans to come back and tour the UK again?
Yes,
or is it literally just going to be festivals for the rest of the year?
No, we've announced some dates in April and May. We're going to go to kind of really small towns that people don't normally go to, because I really enjoy going there, and I think that those kids really appreciate it. So we're not doing any of the towns we've done on this tour, but we're going to like really small towns. It's going to be really fun.
Great stuff. And I think one of the most important questions is, are you back for good now?
I would like to say so. I mean, I think we've been around for so long, and I feel truly blessed to be able to do this band. I feel really, every time I go up on stage, I'm amazed that I can do shouty punk songs, that I can do poetry, that I can do silly little love songs, and I can do whatever I want, and I don't feel trapped in any way, and I don't feel like there's a formula that I have to stick to. So it's satisfying, artistically it's so satisfying. And I would love to say, I mean, I try and live in the day, and I say for today, I'm going to go out and play a King Blues show, and I'm going to have a lot of fun, and when I'm 50, 60 years old, who knows? I might still be doing it, I don't know.
Here's hoping. So what are your plans for the rest of the year? I mean, obviously you just said you've got the tour coming up. Have you got any music videos planned up? Anything you want to...
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing... I mean, we've got, the album coming out in April, and then, we'll do a couple of singles around that. A lot of festival dates, but I don't know what I can and can't announce, but we're going to be fairly busy on the festival front, and that kind of takes us up to like that near the end of the year, I think.
I mean, finally, we normally ask people what the Zombies About plan is, but I think a bit of a stronger message to get to it. Have you got any, like a rallying cry or anything for the people that are maybe coming out to see you, or those that want to come and see you in the future?
I just think, if you want to come to a King Blues show, please do, because no one is cooler than anyone else. I think at our shows, we really pride ourselves on the fact that there's a very all-inclusive vibe. It's a friendly place. If you fall down, someone's going to pick you up. It's very loving. We get a lot of people coming to shows on their own, just on their ones, and then leaving with a whole bunch of new friends, and that's kind of the proudest thing. And it's very easy sometimes to feel like a weirdo, to feel like you're isolated and alone if you believe in peace and love and a better world. But you come to one of our gigs, you'll see there's hundreds of thousands of other people just like you, and you won't feel alone, and you'll realise that, man, something can happen in life. It's an empowering thing.
Great stuff. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have the best time on the rest of the tour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.